but not long after that.
Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the meeting of the charity, Asset Charity. Item 1, to receive apologies for absence. How many are there? There's 4. Liz O'Brien, Judy Dalton, Martin Crowder, and Hannah Wardle. Can we accept those, please? Is there any interest in any of the matters to be considered?
Yeah, I've personal interest in that's discussing the fundamentals.
On the
There's 2 contracts in there.
yes, there. There's one for the one at the back. Yeah.
The lease access as a personal interest.
Right, okay. So that's we got it. Question number 3, to identify items for which the press public may be excluded, well, there's nothing at this stage. Number 4, to confirm the minutes of the meeting held on Wednesday the 10th of December. You've got those in front of you. Page 1, anybody? Page 2.
Chair. Under grounds, 61.14.1,
Yeah.
when they work to the flooding, it's just to clarify the contract to be asked to prepare a method statement risk assessment. I presume that that's been supplied. Yeah, and can I ask if that has been supplied? For accuracy, right, well, I'll ask for that.
Okay. Anybody?
I'll ask the question.
Yeah.
Right, so the contractor they asked to prepare a method statement risk assessment. Did we get that risk assessment? They may well be discussing.
Yeah, this is for the accuracy
But
study.
if you take 2 minutes to say yes, we've got it, or no, we didn't.
Well, we'll stick to the rules as they are. Anybody who would like to propose that we accept these to be accurate? Accept them, yeah. Right. To approve payments. Got them in front of them on the sheet.
Can I just ask that, sorry Chair,
Yeah.
20006091, it says locking and unlocking gates, and the figure, is that, what period is that for? I mean, is that Christmas or?
It's over the Christmas period.
Over Christmas period. Is that when the hall was being used at night and stuff like that, I presume?
No, because the gates are only closed on the halls.
Oh right, so it's the actual those gates.
Yep.
RMBC 200614 RMBC rates for bowling pavilions. Are we not exempt?
Just asked that one.
You just asked it?
Well, earlier on when I was signing the checks, yeah, but Michael will explain it to you.
The valuation officer has deemed that there is a rate to pay on that building. So as far as the last 5 years, we've already managed to get an 80% discount from the and now we're looking at discounting the remaining 20%, but that's got to go to cabinet later this month or early next month. So we may get a total discount.
So we're on to it.
Yeah. Right. Somebody propose that we accept these payments?
Yes.
Seconded. Right. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Item number 6, to request a grant from Anston Parish Council. Yeah. The grant of £3,000, payment in kind to cover employment costs for January, organisation. You've got so last. Grant of £3,000, payment in kind to cover employment costs for January, £4,710.81.
Sorry, but Chair, what was that figure again? £3,000 plus?
The grant of £3,000 and payment in kind to cover employment costs for January, 4710.81. Can I have a proposal, please, that accept both?
Great.
Good. All those in favour? Not doing it, to approve the accounts for November 2014, including the overview accounts for publishing on the Parish Council website. I think we can see it in that one. That one. Yep. Any queries?
Yeah.
Right.
Receipt schedule. 10/11/2014. It says football deposit £100. Do we know is that the last of the football deposits from the three teams? That's the only football deposit. So at this moment in time, then we've still got two that are playing on there for zilch. That can't be right. Can't have that.
Can I come in on this?
Yeah.
We're going to be, if we've got a situation now where there's three teams playing football, but only one's put the deposit down for the season. I mean, I don't know when the season lasted, but we're almost halfway through the season. So we're running into exactly the same situation that we had last year, where money's not being paid by the football teams, yet they're playing football. And I thought we resolved this last year. Basically, if they've not paid the deposit, you shouldn't be allowed to play. Now, in the best world, we don't want to start conflict with the football teams, because it's a community thing that we supply. If they're not going to be paying money, we as a council need to be taking action for it.
It's charity.
We as a council, we as a charity, need to be taking some form of action. Can I ask that through the chair, ask the clerk to normally deal with this, one of the assistants, that we send a letter reminding them that they have to be paid?
Because I want to say, can I just come in? I think if we don't get it by the end of this month, then we have to stop playing on the pitch, because we're playing all through the winter. It's not doing it any favours getting all these matches in the weather we're getting. They've not paid a deposit. I think it's Little Mester that have paid. The other two haven't. They're taking advantage, and you know they're actually going to damage the pitch if we've only got one team. But I think we give them an ultimatum. But if Michael can just update us when, as he says, it's in hand. But I mean, this situation's gone on August, September, October, November, December. That's five months. We're over halfway through the season, and we've not got the money in, and we're going to be doing exactly the same thing next year, or this year, should I say? Apologies. But yes, it's Anstonians and Anstons over 35 team. Saturday afternoon. I think Marion had all the lists of when they were playing, but it doesn't say. Well, I know she's been off, Ellen. That's probably one reason. Who's playing? So I think we need to be a bit harder about this, unfortunately. But they've had one or two letters, and it's you know, if one team plays, we can't have an exception like that. It's not fair to the Little Mester. So I think we need to take some sort of decision and give them an ultimatum if that's in hand. But I think we need to give them
with 35 over 35.
Yeah, we need to get that sorted out, because you know I have to say I did all that work on that pitch hire agreement last year, and it's just basically been a waste of time because we've not enforced it.
Chair,
yeah.
Did we not say last year, when we discussed this before, that when they wanted to play on this, didn't we give them a slot of time to pay the deposit?
I thought we didn't.
I thought we did.
They've just not ignored it, Joyce.
Can I just say, well, you just said you can offer to have a word with the other 35.
Yeah.
Can I just say, yes, you can have a word, it needs to be in writing.
Yeah, but I need to find out from them so I can tell the clerk, then he can proceed.
We need things in writing.
Yeah.
Because again, it's, in effect, it's a contract between two parties. And we're keeping our side of the line by keeping the pitch going, as it were, and keeping it free for them.
It might,
And as Clive said, it's not fair to the team that's paying if the other two are not.
when I say I have a word with them, I speak to the whole team together because I know where they meet, and we'll find out from them what they've got to say, and I'll tell the
Well,
clerk.
I think it was better in writing because they might listen to you, whatever, but it's better in writing. I think Michael says he's got it in hand.
Oh, no.
It is in hand, but as you know, there's been staffing problems and that now past a certain point. The issue that was raised by the football clubs, which shouldn't be so relevant now because obviously we're into the season, but the issue they raised at the beginning of the season is they don't have the funds at the beginning of the season to pay a deposit.
And are they relying on us to give them the grants for them to
They've
pay
not
us
applied.
back for the pitch?
Can I just add another? I used to be treasurer to a football team and the secretary, and at the start of the season, you had to find the money for your own insurance that you took out, and everybody used to put £10 or £20 in the pot. So at the start of the season, if you've got 15, 20 players signed up, there's no problem in raising £100 to make a deposit. That secures the pitch. If this carries on, from my point of view, I won't let either of those teams that are still owing the money be playing on their next season. I think we've got to take a grip of this because it's not fair on the staff. They're chasing them up, we're getting nothing, and you know, I just can't see how we can let it go on.
So we give Siobhan, has she written to them? In hand with her, so we'll wait until she reports back to them.
I was just going to say, and I propose that we leave it, if Michael says it's in hand, with Michael at the moment, bring it back to the club for the next finance meeting.
Yeah.
Can we bring that? Can I just ask if we can bring that back to the?
To charity meeting.
Well,
sorry,
but that's leaving it another month. Can we bring it back to full council? Just as a.
Well, it comes back to the next charity meeting. We'll either have the money or we won't. I would argue if we haven't got the...
Then they don't play for the rest of the
play.
season.
Well,
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I think you already spelled it out to it that time. They shouldn't play, should they?
I mean, it was set out in black and white in the agreement, or it should have been, so they're under no illusions as to what we were trying to do. At the end of the day, if they pay that £100, they don't owe it at the start of the next season, or at the end of this season. It's effectively paid off. So it's better from their point of view.
Right, we'll proceed on that. The overview accounts published on the page. Accounts overview, have you got that page? Any comments?
Have we got payment schedule?
Payment schedule.
Yeah, there's 200593 light 250. Is that light? Which light is that? Can somebody just shed some light on
Oh,
it?
there's a new light on the side here, and is it that one?
I'm not sure, Joyce. That's why
You
I'm
know the
asking the
little
question. Yeah.
hole?
We've-
the new
we've done
light there, it's
fitted
brilliant.
one round the side, haven't
You
we?
can actually see
It's
now.
just that I don't know which one it is.
I mean, these were approved last month, so
Yeah.
15 was in last month.
But it doesn't necessarily wear the light, say where it is on the invoice. But that's...
Assuming it's the one around the back.
Yeah, I think that's something when we're doing issuing instructions for it, that we do get a bit more information so we know exactly which bit's been replaced and which haven't, so we can...
We did specify which one.
Right.
But, you know, a month on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's only that.
don't go in that detail on this sheet. But
Yeah.
it's on the- yeah. Well,
The new
the-
table folds up the same as these, but the legs underneath are very...
there's a tool to
like
release it.
It's like a...
It saves you chopping your fingers off. Because of the sprung. There's a cantilever tool.
Can I just go back to that other... It does say repair car park lights, John, on the accounts overview, so it does
Right.
explain which ones they are here on the next page. I don't
Right,
see
accounts
that.
overview.
It's on there.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favour, please show. Okay. Is that, Fun? Yeah. 8. To discuss management accounts. You've got those in front of you.
That's the
Is that one?
CH8. Am I right in looking at the
Yes.
numbers? Yeah. Can I just ask, do those figures include for the work that we just had done at the rear of properties on Brighton Road? You know the drainage doesn't include that. So is that likely to increase that bottom figure?
Not sure.
I'll let you know that on Clive.
Right. It's just that it's trying to keep tabs of where we are
Yeah.
and the where we are financially, whether we're in deficit or surplus.
Number 9. To discuss facilities. Parish Hall to approve the repairs to the roof of £230. Yeah.
I ask why we're being asked to authorise £230. I thought you've got responsibility of doing that.
Just, I mean, if we've got time and everything else, might as well bring it here to do it. If it's an emergency, then it would be done. But there was an emergency repair done, that was £70. So it's £230 to finish the job on.
Is it on this roof?
Old hall.
The old hall.
And is that sort of tile repairs or is it water damage or?
There was a leak coming in.
Right.
I'm not sure what it was.
Right. It's just how we'd identify that that's all. But if we've got water coming in, then it's fairly obvious it's a leak on the roof.
Well, someone second that, please. All those in favour?
So move to approve.
Bowling pavilion. To consider a request to use the pavilion as a football changing room.
Can I sum that up in one word, Chair?
No.
No.
Yes.
I know we're going back many years, but at the point the parish council decided that to remodel the changing rooms, it was agreed at that point that we would request the help of the Western Cricket Club, and that at that point was forthcoming. So from that day forth, if teams got changed, they used the cricket club. Now I don't know the background of this request, but clearly if we were to agree to use the bowling pavilion, there would be a cost of unlocking it and cleaning it.
Yeah.
And my feeling is now that I'm not in favour of that, Chair, so I won't move.
Well, apart from that, Ian,
I'll second that.
the bowling season starts at the end of March.
Yeah.
The first week before the end of March, and the football goes on for another 2 months, so it'll be a bit daft.
Yeah.
And apart from the fact that you've got quite a good point about the cleaning, because actually the bowling club members paint it, decorate it, clean it, scrub it. Yes, Stuart.
Does the bowling club use that club throughout the whole of winter?
No, they don't.
Right. So,
Only for meetings.
right. So I would argue that the bowling club, also the bowling pavilion, is a parish asset.
Yeah.
So if it's not being used during the winter, I understand there's a crossover between March onwards.
There is
If it's not
a
being
doing it.
used in the winter, why can't the football team, like the Baby Subs, why can't they use that as a changing rooms and you hold them responsibility or pay the extra for the cleaning? We have an asset, what you're telling me, we have an asset there that's not being used, where we could have an income coming in using that asset.
There'd be nothing there.
But it depends whether you consider that the £1,200 paid by the bowling club covers just the bowling green, or it covers the hut.
Well,
It covers all the facilities.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, the bowling pavilion is not the property of the bowling club.
No, it isn't.
But what I'm saying is, if it's not being used in winter, why can't other people use it? Well, just going on from there, this sums up something that we have a project going on, trying to have a project going at the moment, looking at possibly demolishing all the pavilion and reinstating it with the better facilities for the bowling pavilion and putting changing rooms. So this says there's a need for it. But it looks like at the moment it's going to be kiboshed. Because there's a certain council over here that said he doesn't want to see improvements to the hall or the bowling green. So I would argue that we need to be looking at incomes.
I suppose it'd be a good point to consider if we had got changing facilities. I mean, this is or just take your trousers off and go out and get soldiers up and bring the soldiers back in and go home, and that's it, at the moment.
Are you speaking as a councillor?
I'm speaking as a...
member of the
Chair,
club?
on the point of order,
Yeah.
we should be in debate. I move that no action effectively, and Dominic seconded that. In that case, each person speaks once, and I have the right to sum up at the end of the debate.
Right, Clive, you've got...
Yeah, can I just say, if we open it up as football changes, I think we've got an even bigger problem on our hands. Having been part of football teams, I know Councillor St John has as well, there will be nothing left of that pavilion. If you open it up to one team, you've got to open it up to all three teams, providing the other two pay the money. The bowling season, you probably, but don't finish till September, October, John, because you're still playing league matches and other things.
End of September.
End of September. So you've then started again in March. You've got a small window there. That room is not big enough for two teams to play in. You can't have one team getting changed in there and not the away team, because the league wouldn't do it that. So you've got cleaning, opening, unlocking. It'll get damaged, put it that way. The toilets and everything else. There are no showers. There's a sink, and and there's all your equipment in there that costs a lot of money. And I just think it's a bigger hazard than if we don't do it. I agree with Councillor Thornton about we're looking to raise money, but that is not the right situation to raise it. And as I say, if you do it for one team, you've got to do it for three. How you arrive at a charge for that is anybody's guess, and I don't think it's a feasible thing. So I shall vote against leasing it out.
Right, a proposal that we... yes, but if you
I
would.
don't know the rough boys of Clive playing football, but
They were rough.
I played football for 10 years, was associated with a local church, and we demolished nothing but the opposition.
It's
But
support.
in that case, I don't think it's appropriate. And if you say yes, you can use it, then you've got to unlock it and unlock it, and whatever fees you charge will be taken up with that person's key time and cleaning time. So I don't think it's appropriate.
So, the motion before the council,
Charity.
the charity is that we just say, no, sorry,
It's not feasible.
not feasible. Okay, and you seconded that. All those in favour? Okay. Grounds. To receive information and draft deed regarding joint access and to approve and sign the lease for the Anson Cricket Club and to receive, well, just do the first two together then. Are they totally separate? Okay, right. First of all, the draft deed regarding joint access. Yeah, Ian?
It's amazing, we pay a fortune to lawyers to write things that you can read 3 times and still not fully understand. In essence,
That's how we keep
we are
paying.
signing an agreement that we have shared access at the first, I don't know, 70 yards, and it branches off right to the cricket club and left to the parish. My reading of it says that is the case, but by God, it's wrapped up in lots of words. And I'm happy to support that we agree this draft.
Yeah. Anybody second that? Anybody else got anything to say? Stuart?
I'll second it, Chair.
Yeah, Stuart.
I'd like to make some comments.
Yeah.
So, if we have a proposal from Councillor St John, that we accept this document in front of us, and it's seconded by Councillor Beck.
Yeah.
And I ask him if we both read this document.
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate, but the answer of course is yes.
Right. So, can you tell me what's wrong with it, Councillor St John? Bearing in mind, we're dealing with contracts here that have knock-on consequences.
Well, the advice from the solicitor is that this has been done in a proper manner, and I tend to accept what the solicitors say. That's they wouldn't put it to us unless they studied it very well. What are you finding wrong with it, Stuart?
Well, it's not what I'm finding on this, because you seem to think it's okay, and the other two councillors seem to think it's okay. My point is, people are not reading these contracts and documents before we start approving them. Can I turn your attention to page 1, 2...
What number?
Which section?
It will be better to go from there. Where it says number 6, costs.
Yeah.
Should this be
Reading down it says 6.1, 7, 7.1, 7.2, the second property. And it goes on to say, the second owner consents to notice of the first owner's rights and the burden of his restricted covenants in clause 6.2. Where's 6.2? 2.
There isn't a 6.2.
We're into 6.2. Not on this
That's
one.
my point. We're approving documents without reading them. I don't expect them to go through the fine tooth comb on these documents, but if we're going to start proposing and seconding documents, we should have at least a knowledge of what they contain and if there's any errors. So my argument is we can't accept this contract because it's not correct, and therefore it can't be signed tonight.
Yeah, sorry, that's for discussion, isn't it? We can't sign it tonight.
But it says
Well, it says draft printed all over it, isn't it? Yeah. What's this, Stuart?
You may be trying to make fun of the council syndrome. You obviously didn't read the document in the first place. And people in glass houses should throw stones.
Restrictive covenant by second owner being noted against the registered title of the company. It's probably misprint, that's probably should say 6.1.
Should say 6.2 after
Yeah.
6.1.
I said it probably relates to 6.1, reminding you that each party shall pay its own legal fees. Anyway, we'll follow that one up. Is there anything further to say on that point?
I mean, this may be nitpicking, but when it gets to section 2 and it says the 4 signatories, I think, on behalf of the cricket club, it's really a spelling of a name, but sometimes that's important. It's the second name. Item 2, where it lists the 4 people from the cricket club. And I don't want to mention their names, but the third name along, the middle name, I've never known that spelt in that way, unless you were South African.
Neil Volland, I think.
But it's just the fact that it's usually EIL and not IEL.
What, Neil?
Mm. I mean, it's only it's semantics,
Yeah,
but
well,
it's if it's an incorrect name, it has to be.
It has to be changed.
It has to be changed.
Yeah.
On the very first page, it says, below the date, it says, the trustees, the Anston Parish Council Recreation. Should that not really say the sole trustee?
I mean, they're well aware of the situation here, and the reason why this isn't being, well, not this amount to be redone, but the other one to be redone. We thought we'd got it wrong.
Well, we thought we got 6.2 right, but we didn't.
Could
I just say, you're going to have to go back to them and ask.
Well, that's the whole point of bringing that up.
Bring it through.
You have
Yeah.
to go back to them to ask about the 2 points we raised. Could we just mention, as I said, the sole trustee or the trustees? There's a way, I think the contract is to go to the test.
Yeah.
But this is basically a repeat of what we've already got in place.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This one.
this is not in place at all. Right, it's the other one that's already in place.
This is entrance, the road will come in.
The only thing that does concern me, sorry to, is the bit where this is about the entrance road, isn't it? We're still talking about now. It's where we've got it says the access way belonging to this charity coloured in blue and the part of the loan belonging to the coloured red. Well, unfortunately, on the prints we've got it's grey and white.
Grey and white.
So it's just it's like watching snooker in black and white on the television, isn't it?
That bit has gone for further clarification.
Right, I noticed that he'd asked it to put a north point on it, which is put on. But I presume the northerly bit of the entrance is ours, and that will be in where are we? What colour?
That's in blue.
That'll be in blue.
Yeah. So can we ask the clerk to check on that name, Neil, and check on 6.1, 6.2, where that is, and sole trustee.
Could I therefore move, with something to that we agree in
Proceed.
principle?
Yeah. Secondary, yes. Proposed and seconded, we agree in principle. All those in favour? Right, that's gone. No, in principle, we agree that we're not arguing about what the document actually says. We're arguing about the mistakes that might be in it.
Can I just clarify, John? Is this document going to come back in front of the...
It's got to come back. Well, yeah, it's got to come back. Because it's got to come back to be approved before it can be signed. To approve or sign the lease to Anderson Cricket Club, which is for the strip of land at the bottom of the field.
again, the same name.
Same thing.
Michael on that one. Oh, yeah, same name. This is the one that's already in place. Am I
Yeah.
right?
The one that's being replaced.
Replaced with a new
With the new one.
one.
So it needs to check the same things on this, unless it's a different.
But this should be basically repeat. So is
Yeah.
this just altering the length of period of the lease?
Just to put it into a format which is acceptable to the charity.
Right, okay. Well, you would assume that from the correspondence we've had that the solicitors have checked all that out and it should
Yeah.
conform with what the Charity Commission want.
So you could say that this, Michael, just to check the same things on that, make the same mistakes as the name, Neil. Yeah, okay. And so,
We're not finished yet discussing.
yeah, come on.
There's lots more of this. Right, the first question I ask you, Chair, what's the length of this lease?
It says it somewhere, because I haven't
Say
done it.
it.
Well, you see, we let it all come to a meeting, surely.
Yeah, but I can't hold everything in my head, Stuart. I'm not that clever.
The important thing is...
Look, I'm sure it mentioned it somewhere in it.
I tend to rely on specialists.
It says, well, it mentions the previous lease, doesn't it, which it says ran from October 1999 at rent of £1 a year, copy which is next to this lease. But I think I'd read a timescale somewhere, but whether this...
Right, let me tell you what I think. Because again, people have not read it all the way through by the sound of it, because you've got silent from this. Right. To me, this appears that what we're doing is, well, let's go to the background. In 1997, the Parish Council signed a lease with a cricket club to give the strip of land at the bottom of the cricket club for 99 years. In effect, that was an illegal action, because the Charity Commission have come back since and say we have to redo the lease document. Now, what this is doing is in effect saying we're just doing it again for the same lease, same conditions and same everything. Right, I would argue quite strongly, I suggest we take some more advice on this. You cannot lease charity land
Is that right?
to the cricket club for 99 years unless you follow certain specific guidance from the Charity Commission. Anything over 7 years has to follow specialist rules.
Apparently,
I'll ask you the question.
Yeah,
now,
apparently-
you won't end up signing this document.
yeah, I shan't sign it
Is
until I'm
this below-
satisfied.
Is this below 7 years or over 7 years? I'll make it easier, Right. There's two ways that you dispose of charity land. Now, we dispose of them for less than 7 years, or you dispose of it over 7 years. Now, if you're going to dispose this land for 99 years, there's certain aspects and conditions that you have to follow to do it. Have we advertised the land that's going to go for disposal?
I couldn't tell you, I don't know.
You should know what's going on, Chair. 'cause you're
Yeah,
the
but
chair.
Stuart, I'm not a legal specialist, and you might be, but I'm not. And I can only take advice from the people who give it me.
The point I'm making is, if we're going to be signing contracts, we need to know the council what we're signing. That's the
Right, well, this is a question that you're going to ask the clerk to get confirmation. I can't give you confirmation of it, and I shan't sign it until it's all been cleared. And you ask the questions to the clerk, and he'll find out.
It says in this document, I've got 2 or 3 other questions to ask. I think that you really need to sit down and thrash through them. I can't remember where it's on the document, but one part refers to, I think it's the deletion of paragraph 5.5. What does paragraph 5.5 say? We've had nothing in front of us here, but we haven't even had the old lease in front of us. And I would argue, sitting around this table, there's probably 2 or 3 people that maybe even seen the original lease. So what is paragraph 5.5?
No idea. What's 5.5? You know? Yeah. We've got the old lease here.
The point I'm making is we've not seen the old lease.
By authority of the Worksop County Court dated the 15th day of October 1999, sections 24 to 28 of the Landlord and Tenant Act, which relate to the continuation and renewal of tenancies, but do not apply to the tenancy created by this lease. So, that's all it says.
And there's nothing to me.
So, well,
It says it's deleted.
Could I move, again, subject to
the queries.
fine details, that we actually agree with this? And the reason I say that is we can spend hours going over fine details. None of us are lawyers. The clerk is our senior officer, and obviously he will clear it up. We are talking about a strip of land which the cricket club had used for some years, I think at a charge of £1 a year. I can't see that we should spend so much time worrying about the details. That's why we pay lawyers. And if we keep sending it back to be rewritten, they will say thank you very much, and they will charge us more. I don't think that's a good use of public money. So I move that we, subject to those slight clarifications, that we accept this lease.
I'll second that.
Right, Stuart.
Right, let me come back on this. What's happened here now by Councillor Simpson is he's now moving this forward to prevent other councillors speaking on this. There are some very serious issues.
Chair,
On
on point of order.
Just a point of order.
Chair, on a point of order.
Yeah. A point, I see what your point of order is, Ian. Your point, Ian.
We operate on rules, and I don't need any help from that member of the public.
Yeah.
The fact is, I've moved a resolution, it's been
Seconded.
It is now a debate,
And-
so
and-
anybody can speak.
And once. Yeah.
So if that's the case then, Chair, why is he just interrupting me?
Because
He's done it again. Every time I speak...
Stuart, it called the point of order, and I've got to hear what it is, and it's quite correct.
Every time, and he's using
It's quite correct. It's quite correct.
Let me carry on speaking then. So far, we need to discuss the measurements. In this contract, there's no measurements as to where the land is, the length, the width of the land. There's no time period in how long we're going to lease this land to the cricket club. There's also nothing in this lease about the charges that we have to apply to the cricket club for the lease and disposal of land. There's no mention also about the top piece of land that they're also using without contract. And there's no mention of anybody at the moment saying when we are going to advertise and consult with the public. The advertisement and consultation is a requirement by law.
Which is the top piece of it, Stuart?
The Spring Masters Lane. They've got that piece of land as well, and they're using that, and there's no contract.
There's no fence around it. It's not fenced off to that.
We're not discussing that particular point. I brought that up as an issue. We're not discussing that. So let's go back and answer the questions that I just asked.
Right.
When are we going to advertise it?
We're going to find, the clerk will find out this out for us. So at this stage, we've got this in principle. Clive.
Can I just add, in relation to what Councillor Thornton said, I mean, I agree looking at that, there are no dimensions, and I think if whether there's a deed plan or anything that shows...
There's a proper plan here.
Yeah,
we've got to this
right, so, but, it perhaps needs reference to that, but we have had problems before with that area of land when we had all the dumping of the grass and stuff down there, and that created a lot of problems as to nobody seemed to know whose bit it fell in. That's all. So I think we perhaps need some clarification on that. If we have issues like that, it was when they were putting the drain through onto Wrighton Road, I seem to remember. There were all sorts of problems trying to find which bit went through ours or which bit we'd lease to the cricket club. So perhaps we need some more definition on that. And also, I'd like to see the term of the lease actually named or specified. If it is another 99 years, or is it?
I do 99 years.
Well, we need to make that plain, don't we? Because I think from the cricket club's point of view, they obviously want to know: is it 99 years?
Yeah.
Right. So it's still the same length of lease, but a restructuring of the actual.
Chair, on point of order.
Yeah.
Every time I speak,
Not entitled to speak again.
every time I speak,
Stuart, it's quite right. You're only allowed to speak once, Stuart, according to the
every
rules.
time I say something he doesn't like,
And if you want the measurements and you've got the proper ruler, if you've got a measurement and you've got the proper, it's either half the map is in 1 to 100 and the other half is in 1 to 200. So if you'd like to take a rule out, you just get your rule out.
Could we have the measurements?
It's up to me to get the ruler out. You're confident you're saying it's all the ticket to do, so you tell me what the measurements are.
These measurements could be added on the plan, surely.
There's other issues on the plan. So,
On that.
if I'm not allowed to speak no more, I won't speak no more. I'm going to have a recorded vote, please.
Right. Anybody else would like to speak on this before we vote? Right, all those in favour of that, that we just get the clerk to pass this through for further investigation?
For further
Well, that's
investigation.
what I propose.
Investigate, to agree.
To go in principle, that's what you
Yes,
said.
I would agree with that, Chair.
All right. All those in favour?
I'll just ask for a recorded vote.
Right.
Right. And can you read out, when you do that sort of thing, so you can read out the proposal loud and clear again, please?
To agree in principle.
To agree what in principle?
To agree to the,
Just draft in principle.
As it is.
after the...
After these bits of
What are we going to investigate?
We're going to investigate with this Neil O'Neill, whether it's a self-concealed trustees, whether it's 99 years, why doesn't it, if it is 99 years, then why doesn't that adhere to the, or why does it adhere to the Charity Commission guidelines if it is adhering, although we think it isn't, and will it be advertised?
Can we add on dimensions on that? Or a square, an area? It's just for clarification, because people see this rather than see that large plan. And I think that covers both parties then.
Okay. Ask him. We'll continue.
Councillor Beck.
Four.
Councillor Bridges. Councillor Brindley. Councillor Ireland. Councillor Jarvis.
Abstain.
Councillor Jackson.
Or
Councillor Simpson. Councillor Thornton.
I'm going to abstain. So abstain.
Right, we'll move on. 10, nothing under 10, and nothing under 11.
this dog's on lead.
Sorry, yes, we got that. Receive the update regarding dogs on lead. This is just various things are on here. Different text messages. The short answer is yes. We do have the powers to deal with fouling on land, which is open to the public except agricultural land. If the cases are reported through to Street Pride, we will arrange for patrols in the area at key times. It needs the public to report problems though. We have, where we have common problems, we proactively patrol. I didn't know they did anything proactively.
But sorry, Chair, can I come in?
Yeah, go on. I'm just going through all the things what they've said here.
I'm not going to go yet.
No.
I'm just asking us. I think if I remember right, the conversation was all around last time, whether the land was private or public. Did we get that resolved? Because I would argue to an extent that because the land is owned by the charity, which is in effect a private body, it's not public land. It's land owned by the charity.
But
Yeah, but he
It's
says
for
that
public
in this,
purposes,
it's
isn't it?
open to the public.
Well, maybe it is open to the public.
So therefore it falls in these rules.
Right, the point I'm making is, I'm quite happy for the dog wardens to come down and tell people not to do certain things. But the point I'm making is, the first time it happens, the first time somebody turns around and says, you've no authority, and the dog warden tries to find them, we could be in all sorts of trouble.
Well, I should.
We don't know whether it's private or public land.
Well, it says here we have powers to deal with fouling on land which is open to the public. That doesn't say anything about
public
owns it.
access.
We missed the gist of the conversation.
No, I haven't. He's saying that because the land is open to the public, he can go and do his job.
Can I move that we receive this?
So we receive.
Thanks.
All those in favour, please show.
Before we do this, that was the motion,
Yeah.
it's not been seconded, but I will ask the question again, Chair.
Yeah.
Is the recreation land private land or public land?
It belongs to the charity.
It is a charity, and the whole point of the charity was the land was gifted for the benefit and enjoyment of the public and outside. So effectively it is public land.
No, we don't
And
have,
it is quite clear, as it says in this letter, this email,
we
it's
don't have
open to the public. I don't think anybody at any time has ever tried to claim that this land is restricted or is in a private ownership.
Did you second that? That one?
Yes.
Right, it's proposed and seconded.
but we don't have an effective.
It's agreed. Proposal seconded. All those in favour, please show. Date and time of the next meeting, Wednesday the... Is that 4th of February? 4th of February, 2015.
Friday the 15th,